Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we are just going to be talking about liquidity. All right, so first and foremost, to address that, what's liquidity? It's actually a deep topic. So liquidity is actually money. It has to do with money, and it has to do with why the market moves the way it does. All right, because without liquidity, there will be no movement in the market. The market will remain in in a range. All right, nothing will actually be happening. You understand? Liquidity is why the market, what makes the market move. So as you and I are actually buying, the big institution are actually buying and selling. We also are buying and selling. That actually causes the market to move. All right. So now to address why most majority of the time you end up being stopping out and the market actually moving in your direction. To address that and to also address why most times you don't actually hit your take profit on the market reverses, we're going to look at all of that in today's video. So please endeavor to hit the like button and subscribe to this YouTube channel for more and more wonderful content like this. Now let's not waste our time. So now let's just come to it. All right. So now, assuming the market is ranging, let's assume before any market gets into a range, okay, there must be the expansion phase. All right, let's say the market is actually expanding, and probably we have something like this, and like this, and this push to the upside, and then probably it comes here and it starts ranging. All right, starts trading between support, resistance, support, and resistance, support, and resistance. Mind you guys, this whole thing is not going to make sense now, but just calm down. All right, start trading between the support and resistance. So the major reason why this market is trading between this range is actually to provide liquidity. All right, so now we have our support, resistance. All right, we have our resistance below. Okay, so now this market, sometimes it will get here. Sometimes the market will actually get here. Sometimes it will push above. Sometimes it will push below. All of that movement is actually to provide liquidity. All right. And sometimes it pushes above like this. All right. So I want to tell you guys how to actually avoid those being trapped, being a liquidity trap. Okay. I just want to tell you guys how to avoid being a liquidity or trap. And just you have to think like the high institution, right? Like the big trading institution. Okay, you just have to think like that to be able to succeed. So now, even if you want to buy from this area, okay, you go to the smaller time frame. Be that the market is actually ranging from, let's say, the 15 minutes, probably the 1 hour. You can go to the 15 minutes on the 5 minutes and look for patterns like this. All right. Let's say patterns like these. Let's say a pattern like probably like a double bottom. Okay, I'll show you that exactly that. All right, we have patterns like these. All right, the market pushes and then there is a break of this low and there's a market structure shift. Okay, so now what happened here is this. Before we come back to this, let's say if you want to trade a ranging market, these are the kind of patterns you should look for on the smaller time frame. Okay, it's always there. So now there is actually a sweep of liquidity which we have right here. Right, so since there's a sweep of liquidity, guys, so what next are you going to be looking for? So so if this is a sweep of liquidity, therefore this is a market structure shift. Okay, because why is it the market structure shift? Because as the market is actually moving in a downtrend where we have this, all right, and then this. So this happens. If this happens, that means the original trend, all right, the original trend of high lows, there is actually a shift or a deviation from that particular movement. Okay, so now this becomes a market structural shift. This is what we are looking at here. Now this becomes a market structure shift. All right, since this is a market structure shift, all right, let me just label that. All right, so since this is a market structure shift, what else are you going to be looking for? You're going to be looking for pullback. Okay, you can find that. All right, a pullback. This pullback for majority of the people, this is actually what a retest. Okay, so the market also uses that to still grab liquidity. All right, so this is, it's funny how the market behaves. All right, and if you don't understand this, you're actually going to end up always falling for that trap. Mind you, the market has actually grabbed liquidity from here. So those people who are actually trying, the early buyers, were actually thinking of buying the double bottom. Okay, and also market has also grabbed liquidity from here. Those who are actually trying to sell. All right, those who are trying to sell. So this becomes what, a break of structure. Those people trying to sell the double top, so they have also been what, liquidated. So we have a break of market structure. All right, so if you don't understand this, you end up being what, liquidity. All right, always end up being liquidity. So now, since this has happened, this becomes what, my structural liquidity. All right, know that since those early buyers, see, there are some sellers here, they have also been liquidated, and those early buyers, those people trying to catch the retest of this zone, are also, their stop losses are going to be below this area. So this is my liquidity, structural liquidity. And what does the market do to structural liquidity? It's mainly to be what, taken out. All right, structural liquidity is mainly what, to be what, taken out. All right, so now what happens, guys? So if I have the market structure shift and the break of structure, what the market does next, all right, is to come and sweep that area. All right, within this area, within this particular move that led to this market structure shift, there is actually a bullish candle or an order block or a supply and a demand zone. Whatsoever you're looking for is just within that area, guys. You just take your buys from that area and then boom, to the upside. So you see, so this is actually simple. It's pretty simple, guys. It's actually simple. Anybody can actually understand this. So you have the market being in what, a downtrend, guys. So once, what happened is this low here, all right, people are actually looking to buy from that low. Stop loss have been taken out and the market pushes. So same thing applies to here. All right, this low has actually been respected so many times and people are trying to buy without proper knowledge and understanding. So if you apply that principle rather than just trying to buy blindly, you wait for a structural shift on the smaller time frame, you'll be able to get your entries. All right, so another criterion too, let's say I'm actually trying to like sell this stuff. I won't try to like sell it from here. I would rather sell it where there is a supply zone. Why? Because all this the market is trying to do is to grab liquidity. All right, so the market will just go there and then probably drop to take out the liquidity resting below this area too. You understand? So the moment you understand to trade the market like this, guys, you're just gonna stop having a lot of what, anxiety. Okay, you're going to stop having a lot of anxiety. So now let's look at another scenario, guys. So let's say you're having a trend line. Okay, the market is actually pushing up. All right, so trend lines, all right, are also liquidity, used to grab liquidity. So the market is actually pushing to the upside. And all right, so because ideally the market doesn't move like this, what is going to happen? The market is going to push right below and then continue pushing just like that. So right now we're just going to look at an example of this particular scenario on the live chart and try to also incorporate this too, so that you guys understand or see what I'm talking about. All right, so right here I'm just going to go to the 1 hour time frame. All right, we're looking at crash 1000 index. Okay, nothing is too crazy, okay, and nothing too special. So what happened? We have this same scenario which I just illustrated to you guys, where we have the market pushing to the downside. We have a sweep of liquidity, fam. Right, we have a break of structure. Some persons are actually thinking this is a double bottom, they're going to buy and the market fails, and then we have a pullback, which is this pullback right here. All right, this is structure, supposed to be our structural liquidity, but I'm going to use this one, okay, because if you go to the smaller time frame, like the 15 minutes, you're actually going to see that the market did a pullback there. All right, and we have a second break right here. The reason why I'm using this one is because it's closer to the POI. Okay, it's closer to the POI. All right, so now we have a range. And now what's the purpose of this range? The purpose of this range is actually what? To draw liquidity. And on the other hand, if I try to use a trend line farm, you're going to see exactly what I've been talking about. Let's say it could be fooled to actually think that you are actually trying to buy, and what happened? The market is actually going to buy. What happened? You end up taking a loss and boom to the upside. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. So how do you tend to avoid being trapped or being liquidity? And you are right, yeah, but you're just going to be with liquidity to the market. So if you look here, there is a pattern, there is a break. All right, there's all those patterns, guys. If you look closely, if you study the market closely, you'll be able to identify and spot those opportunities in the market. So now, even if you see this, guys, you see what happened. This is what a trend line. Okay, the market is just bouncing off this trend line. All right, so now let's look at this. Okay, you see this. All right, so what happened also? Liquidity. The market has actually grabbed liquidity from anybody who is selling using this particular trend line strategy. Okay, so anybody, unless maybe you want to be very, very generous to the market, and if you're generous, my friend, you end up donating a lot of money to the market. Let's say you have there, you see all the market bouncing out, bouncing, and here you try to sell, the market went up. Unless you're generous to keep your stop loss there. All right, so generosity most times will not make you a lot of money, so you just have to study the market very, very well. Okay, so now what happened in this particular case? The market grabbed liquidity and did what? Went to what? Our supply zone. Okay, the market grabbed liquidity and went to our supply zone. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and mark that supply zone. All right, so you guys see that. Okay, what happened? The market tapped into our supply zone, and what happened? There are confirmation candles if you go to the smaller time frame. And now where is this market headed? It's headed for the liquidity resting below this area right here. All right, so you don't stress yourself, fam. You don't stress yourself. Get the right information and acquaint yourself with this market. Why does the market behave the way it does? Okay, once you understand that, you'll be able to make money from the market. So now let's look at another scenario where the market is actually ranging. Okay, yeah, let's look at VIX 75 index. Okay, so we'll just try to address the whole of these so that you guys can actually understand and have a first-hand understanding of the market and why the market behaves the way it does. All right, so right here, guys, you can see that this move, okay, the market is actually, yeah, is in the sell trend. Yeah, so you can see that the market is making high lows. So now it went to a demand zone, a supply zone, sorry. So now it's just gonna go sell to take out this liquidity resting below this area. So I don't want to take too much time. All right, I just want to take it slow. All right, so market just went to actually the supply zone. All right, the supply zone. Yeah, the supply zone. So it went to our supply zone. Yeah, we're just gonna mark that out. So now what are you gonna be looking for? You're going to be looking for continuation to the downside. All right, so I actually spotted an opportunity yesterday, but what happened? The market did not actually give me the confirmation I needed. So I just had to respect myself not to actually take that trade. Okay, so now let's look at these, fam. Let me blow your mind. All right, so you don't have to frustrate, my guy, when you understand how the market moves. So right here, you are seeing that this market is in a downtrend. It just got out of its supply zone. So what do? You look for patterns. All right, you look for patterns. And when I'm talking about patterns, you're not looking for bullish flag or bearish flag. Nah, just sweep that out. All right, so you look for patterns. Okay, is there a sweep of liquidity? All right, so you look for what liquidity? All right, so where's the liquidity in the market? All right, So where there's liquidity is where the money is. Okay, so just stop folding my hands. All right, so we have what a sweep of liquidity there. All right, so since we have a sweep of liquidity, what happens? All right, this becomes what? Our supply zone. Okay, that becomes my supply zone. That's my point of interest. My POI is very, very important. So now where's the liquidity? Where's the liquidity? Where's the liquidity? So this area here is my liquidity. So liquidity is just resting above that area. For the market to go down, it has to sweep that liquidity before it moves to the downside. All right, so we have that. Like for instance, now let me just lay out what is actually happening. So what is happening is this. We have let me just grab this. We have this. Sorry, I'm not actually grabbing the tool which I need. So we have this. Okay, nah, this is not what I want. All right, so this is what I want. Oh no. All right, so this is what I was looking for. All right, so nah. All right, so in any way, I'll still do it the way I want it to be. Like, fuck. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for. Okay. All right. Okay. So this is it. Okay, this is it. All right, so this is exactly what I'm looking for. I just found it now. All right, so this is exactly the pattern which is actually in play here on the VIX 75. All right, so this is the pattern. All right, so what happened? The market was actually in a range. This range is actually what to grab liquidity. And even if you use your trend line farm, you can see that the market was actually doing what? Grabbing what? Liquidity. So you see how the market was actually grabbing liquidity from the downtrend line. All right, so even if you want to trade using the layman strategy, guys, you still make money. All right, so the market was actually grabbing liquidity, but it did not actually get to sweep our structural liquidity, which is this guy right here. So for the market was before here was actually supposed to be my target, but I know this market is actually going to sell more. But you don't want to be the market that's actually dancing, you make money and it takes it. Nah. So the thing is, you actually set your entries there and take your profit here. So it's simple, guys. You use confirmation to actually enter the trade, guys. You use confirmation to enter the trade. All right, let's look at another pair. I think that's going to be our last. Then I talk about a few things. Let's look at VIX 250. 1 second. I think I took a trade there yesterday and I shared it with my VIP member. So you can actually be a member, or you can stay on the sidelines and watch us make money. All right, so right here, I think I'm talking too much. Let me just reduce the way I talk. All right, so right here, yeah, I think I was looking at this. All right, so let me just delete the whole of this stuff from my chat. All right, so first of all, I'll just go to the 4 hours time frame. All right, so when I talk about time frames, it's something that is relative. There's no specific time frame that is actually like perfect for trading. All right, no time frame is actually perfect, or no time frame is a god on its own. All right, so we have the market ranging. Okay, like what I said to you guys, like for instance, if the market is actually ranging and I want to buy or I want to sell, there are some certain things which I look for. All right, for this market right now, okay, if you look at the trend line, you see that the market is no longer in a buy phase. Okay, if you look at the trend line, it's no longer in a buy phase. So since it's no longer in a buy phase, what am I looking for? I'm looking for sells until the market sweeps this low, until the liquidity there is actually grabbed. All right, so I'm looking for sells. All right, so now I know exactly what I'm looking for. What do? I go to my smaller time frame. All right, I go to my smaller time frame, like the 15 minutes. The network is actually falling my hands, but I still maintain my steez and composure, man. So now I'm on the 15 minutes. All right, so let's say the market is actually ranging and I want to buy. I just remember the buy I told you guys that I took here. Let me just break that down for you guys. All right, so I was actually looking at this market. All right, okay, what is every retail trader going to do? All right, that's the first question that came to my mind. All right, here, remember, here the market is actually, there's a range. Okay, so the market is coming here, the market is coming here. All right, boom. So what every retail trader suggests is when the market comes to here, boom. Now what happened? The market swept that low. All right, so there was a grab of what liquidity within that area. Okay, so now listen carefully. All right, so market succeeded in grabbing what liquidity. All right, so how to actually spot a shift of market structure is, for instance, the market, even if it's on a smaller time frame, once there is a break of the last high low. Okay, so I'm going to use this high low here. All right, because this is a low and that low was the one that led to these. Okay, so I have my market structure shift here, my MSS. Okay, and my market structure shift. What happened? Okay, all right, I have my market structure shift here. All right, do I have a pullback here? I have a pullback, and that pullback serves as what my structural liquidity. All right, I just marked that out. Okay, so I just marked that out. So I love clean charts. I don't like dirty charts. I have my sweep, I have my pullback, which serves as my structural liquidity. Okay, so and we do have the second break of structure. Yeah, I have a break of structure which is right here, guys. You can clearly see that. So the market did actually try to come back, all right, and sweep this area. So, but it did not actually come back instantaneously. All right, so the market will come back. So as the market will come back, guys, so what do? We actually wait. Okay, waiting is actually if you are patient, you're already winning as a trader. So now when the market came back to this area, I'm just going to go to my smaller time frame. Already there's a fair value gap here. All right, so there's a fair value gap there. I'm just going to go to the 5 minutes time frame and look for my probably order block. All right, so my order block, I'm going to use that as my PY. Right, so this is going to be the last example. I just don't want the video to be too long, guys. So this thing doesn't waste my time. The network vexes me. So let's just wait. Let's be patient, fam. So we are just waiting. This is crazy. This video is not supposed to be this long, man. So probably, I don't know, for whatever case, all right, all right, so on the 5 minutes time frame, I have this zone here. So this particular type of zone will always attract price. Okay, so when the market just came, tapped into this area, okay, swept the liquidity, tapped into that area and started moving. So I wanted some momentum, you see, to kick in. See this candle? That was my candle that gave me the go ahead. So I just had my entries. I'll show you guys all of that with just a clip. All right, so my target was that area right there. So you see how the market just played out. So it played out nicely. So but still yet I'm still bearish on this, although I just made some money on that particular setup, but I'm still very, very bearish on this. So I want the market to actually trade to somewhere here. All right, I want the market to trade to somewhere there, then probably like grab all the liquidity from this area before I actually take that sell. So this is exactly what I'm waiting for. I want the market to get there probably on our target here. I target the market to actually take that liquidity below that area. So it's nothing too much, guys. You yourself, you can actually do this. So see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to hit that like, don't forget to hit that subscription button. All that means a lot. So if you do that, a lot of people are actually going to get the videos. Okay, so see you guys.